I'm Healing Wolf here with a sunrise sermon to help guide and bring light, morning light, to your recovery journey from chronic pain, anxiety, panic, insomnia, gastritis, irritable bowel syndrome, arrhythmia, POTS, and a lot of other fun and interesting neuroplastic protection sensations. So your unconscious mind has been protecting you, and you want to recover because these sensations have gotten to the point where they're pretty intense. That energy is really strong, and it wants to keep you in a state of either being locked down or being extremely alert, and being extremely afraid, in a state of complete fear like a panic attack, or complete caution like chronic pain. Go to bed, lay down on the floor, get low, get out of life and into a hole, into a cavern. So today, let's focus on the idea of it's not about doing it right, it's about doing it light. Okay? So before we get into that, let's take a deep breath in through the nose, breathing in this beautiful morning light, and then exhale through the mouth with a little laughter. Exhale through the mouth. Oh, laughter is part of doing it light, okay? So it's not about doing it right. You're on a journey of recovery. There are plenty of names for what this is. Some call it TMS. They used to call it PPD, psychophysiological disorder. Now they're calling it neuroplastic symptoms. I don't like symptoms. I've told Dr. Clark about it. He's still calling it symptoms. But it's not symptoms. They're little sensations. They're sensations of energy from unconscious mind that basically are there to protect you, to give you caution, to give you alertness, to give you strength, and to give you energy. So there are lots of techniques on this recovery path. I say there are many paths up the mountain, and there are many paths through the jungle. So I lead people through the jungle. I call it a rainforest jungle because a lot of times people are crying a lot. I cried a lot. We weep. We go through this rainy season. We go through this rain passage. And we want to keep it light, not right. So what do I mean by right? A lot of times people think I'm not doing it right. I can't do it right because I'm doing journaling. I'm doing meditation. I can't meditate. My mind gets busy. I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing my somatic practice right. I'm not doing my exercises right. My mind exercises right. My mindset's not right. I'm having catastrophic thinking. I'm not doing it right. Blah, 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 blah. You know what that is, right? You've had some of those thoughts. You've had some of those feelings, the emotions, the frustrations. And basically, I'm here to tell you that there's no way to not do it right. Because as you move through these different practices and you deepen these different practices, eventually you'll find out if these practices will give you benefit. Some of the practices will, like breath work, for example, will build on themselves over the course of months. So if you practice the relaxing breath for a consistent 6 months, you really start to notice your mindset shift. If you practice meditation daily or frequently, consistently, you notice that your mind is calmer over time and you have this lightness. So doing it light means doing it with an attitude of knowing that you are doing it right. No matter how it may feel in the moment, you're doing it right. All of these practices are benign. All of these practices, even if they're not going to be like this more biomedical or linear fix that you may want. You want to go and meditate for 6 months and then suddenly all of your pain and anxiety is gone forever. And that can happen. Or you want to work with a coach who does some unconscious work and you want things to shift immediately the next day. you want everything to be better, you want to go to some other practitioner, a Mindbody, let's say Mindbody EMDR therapist, and by moving your eyes back and forth and giving yourself a revisitation of a trauma, you want that trauma to just vanish, and it can, but it's okay if the journey is rocky and rumbly and you walk through this jungle of recovery with a light heart. It's not about doing it right, it's about doing it light. It's about laughing when you do something that you know is good for you, but the sensations go up. So for example, if you go and work out and you know it's good for you, because we know from a lot of research that the people who work out, they're healthier, they're happier, they live longer, they enjoy a more functional body, but your hyperprotective unconscious pattern may create more sensations. So you might think, oh, I'm doing it wrong because I went and I worked out and suddenly I had this huge wave of sensations, and you think you've done it wrong, but you're actually doing it right. You're moving into the sensations, and doing it light means when you have this extra wave of sensations, you laugh. You have a light heart, and that's what I mean by light. You also realize that we're all made of light. We're all beings of light. We're beings of energy and sensations. So if you're moving forward on a path and you feel this darkness come in, you feel this negative energy about doing it right, doing it wrong, it's this whole feeling of duality, that there's a right way, that there's a wrong way, and in reality, letting go of that will be the move that gets you into the light, where you can just see all that's unfolding as energy flow, as actual light energy moving through you. So we've got the light pouring in during this sunrise sermon. It's coming into this amazing snake plant, giving this snake plant all it needs to survive. That light is pouring into me. It's hitting my skin. It's creating some chemical changes. Maybe not vitamin D yet because it's so early, but later in the day, if I stepped outside, my skin would know what to do. My body knows what to do. So move forward with a mindset of you're doing it right. If you're freaking out, if you're crying, if you're despairing, that's still right, because you need to experience these things to know these processes to get to the next stage of recovery. So you allow this stuff to happen. When you resist it and you judge it, that's not doing it light, that's doing it heavy. That's putting extra psychological burden onto your journey, onto your already intense sensations of pain or anxiety or panic. You're adding more fuel in judgment and fear. And this particular fear is that you're not doing it right. Instead, hold in your heart this knowledge that I'm telling you as someone who's been on this journey, who's been through the depths of hell and come out the other end, come through the jungle, cross that ocean to the shore of a peaceful and calm, courageous, and confident nervous system, that you are doing it right. Especially you're here listening to me, and hopefully you're also absorbing information as you go. You're seeing there are moments where there's more light within you, there's more joy, there's more laughter, and you make those grow. Sometimes you force them to grow. You say, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh at this pain, this little sensation. Okay, so if you need help on this journey, please head over to my website. I have a newsletter, and when you sign up for that, you get a free somatic meditation. You can also book a consult call. If you're ready to work with me as a coach, then we'll see how great of a fit we are. We can get on a little call together and figure that out. I'd also really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and also to comment, to let me know how you're going to shift from this mindset of, am I doing it right, to a mindset of, yeah, I am doing it right. Because I'm doing it light. And how you're going to bring lightness into your journey. How you're going to bring lightness and a lightheartedness into your journey. So drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you think of these sunrise sermons. Let me know what I can address in them as we greet the day together and we get some light in our eyes and we move into a day which is certainly going to bring some magic. I love you. I know you can do this. Let's do it together. Let's continue forward into the light.